Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. It's very hard following these amazing speakers and everything that has been said. And it's especially hard for me to see the sister crying right here. For, inshallah, we will. Inshallah, we'll pray. And it's very hard to speak when I see the emotion and see the tears of our beloved mothers and sisters. It's very hard. But firstly, I just want to thank you so much for being here today. And a special thank you for our allies and friends for making it out here today with us. And a special thank you for every single volunteer brothers and sisters who make this happen. And a special thank you for our organizations, all of them that you see, the logos and the banners, for making this happen. And most importantly, thank to all of you for being here today to stand in the face of racism. Our duty as Majlis al-Shura, our Islamic Leadership Council of New York, is literally to facilitate this, is to provide the platform for our community to speak up, to stand up for their rights and for the rights of everybody else. But I'm really not here to speak about Majlis al-Shura. I just want to take us back a little bit, because we keep talking about Trump, and we will talk about Trump, and we will talk about the racists. But I want to go back in time to 1492. Two major events took place that changed the map of the universe. Spanish Inquisition that kicked Muslims and Jews out of Europe. Spanish Inquisition that followed the same ideology of white supremacy that says or claims that the Jews and the Muslims lack the purity of blood for them to be allowed to live in Europe. Today we talk about white and white privilege, and we talk about white skin. Back in the day it was the purity of the blood. The Catholic Church in 1492 said that in order for us to maintain the purity of the blood of Europe, we have to prosecute, torture, rape and kill and exile the Muslims and the Jews from Europe. And when the Jews were kicked out of Europe, they joined the Muslim world. And until today they live in the Muslim world until the cancer of Israel came. Brothers and sisters, in the same year, something else happened. Not only did Europe cleanse its blood from the Muslims and the Jews, but something else happened. The so-called discovery of America. This discovery was created on the same ideology that Columbus came here, committed genocide against millions of the natives. And that genocide was committed merely for one reason: white supremacy. It was not enough to kick the Muslims out and the Jews out of Europe. They needed to expand. They needed to what? Manifest more colonialism. And they came to America, where we are today, as Imam Talib said initially, that the natives were massacred. Millions of people were whipped off the map to create another area for white supremacy to live until today. Brothers and sisters, yes, Trump gave a platform, he gave strength, he embodied or emboldened the white supremacists. They came to the surface, but this white supremacist ideology has been kicking and alive for centuries. The colonization and occupation of Canada, Australia, New Zealand, India, Algeria, Pakistan, Egypt, Morocco, Palestine, and the list continues. And most importantly, of course, to our brothers and sisters in Kashmir, may Allah bless them. And all Muslims and all the oppressed people around the world. What I'm trying to say, brothers and sisters, is that white supremacy has been a danger, and it is a danger to the rest of the world for centuries, not just when Trump became president. Let's not fool ourselves. Let's not be naive. Trump is normalizing And he's given strength to the racists and to the bigots. But the same bigotry, same racism has been used to enslave blacks in this country. Millions of Africans were enslaved. Their culture was erased. They were taken away from their families to come live here as slaves. And it was only 70 years ago that they have their freedom. But until today, they're facing institutional racism. Let's be honest. We're told that the liberals are our friend. But the same liberals keep saying that Muslims are terrorists. The same liberals have declared war in Iraq and Afghanistan. The same liberals have been justifying the oppression and the occupation of Palestine. The ones like Elizabeth Warren who've been criticizing Trump, this is our ally. She mentioned 2 weeks ago that the Palestinians pose a demographic threat against Israel. Not only is this a racist statement, this is literally a call for genocide. Literally, when Trump is accusing Latinos and demonizing Latinos, Elizabeth Warren calls him a bigot. But when she says that it's okay to commit genocide against Muslims and Christians in Palestine, everybody's happy with her. Why? Because it's for Muslims overseas. It's okay to demonize them. It's okay to support Israel. It's okay to kill Palestinians. But because of the same rhetoric, because of the rhetoric of war and terror campaign that demonized and dehumanized and relegated Muslims to subhuman status, that we are facing prosecution and massacres and genocide in the West today. Because we allowed this rhetoric to be used against black men. We allowed this rhetoric to be used against people in Iraq and in Afghanistan and in Palestine and in Venezuela and in Chile and everywhere in the world. The white supremacists think if it's okay to kill Muslims in Iraq, it's okay to kill Muslims in a mosque in New Zealand. Think about it. When these white supremacists see the highest office held in the universe on earth is saying Muslims are terrorists, when they see the same rhetoric being used for hundreds of years, for decades now since the war on terror, what do you expect these white supremacists to do? They're done killing people in Iraq. Now it's time to kill Muslims here. Are we going to allow this to happen? Brothers and sisters, we're here today, and finally, I just want to remind you that it's not enough to say hello, brother, with all due respect. As a matter of fact, we were not going to be saying hello, brother, to the people who want to kill us. If you're coming to kill me, you're not my brother. If you're coming to kill my people, you're not my brother. If you're coming to invade my masajid and my houses of worship, you're definitely not my brother. This is the time we wake up. It is the time that we say enough is enough. Muslim blood is not cheap. And these names of the people who died in New Zealand need to be mentioned, need to be celebrated. And we need to make sure our names are not listed here again. Saying hello, brother, is not going to protect us, brothers and sisters. We need to stand together. We need to be united to protect ourselves and protect our community and protect every oppressed community. And let me make it very clear. The people who spend millions of dollars in the Islamophobia industry, especially the Zionists, should not be allowed in our spaces. Period. Last week, when we held the press conference, they wanted to join us, specifically Ariel, the Anti-Defamation League, and the United Jewish Appeal. The same groups that our friends in the Jewish Voices for Peace told us, they spent $2 million in the Islamophobia industry. Now they are our friends. They're the same ones that said it's okay to kill Muslims. they coming to join us? Absolutely not. If you are not standing with us, if you're not standing against white supremacy, if you're not standing against oppression, if you're not standing against war, you're not our ally, and you're not our brother, and you're not our sister. The oppressed are our brothers. The oppressed are our sisters. And most importantly, I want you to not leave tonight or today before you make sure you go to your masajid. Even if you don't want to pray, you should be praying. The imams are going to be upset with me. Go stay in the masjid. Go protect the masjid. Make the masjid a bigger place than it is today. Join the organizations. Work with them. It's not enough that you pray and fast. If Allah created you to pray and fast, He would have sent the angels to earth. He brought you to life to establish justice. So it's your duty to protect your brothers and sisters. Don't wait for these organizations, may Allah bless them, to protect you. You need to protect them and protect your brothers and sisters. After today, I would like all of you to join these organizations, work with them, help them out, and most importantly, we need to stand together against white supremacy. We need to stand together against racism and bigotry. And we need to stand together for one thing, which is justice. Jazakumullah khair, and may Allah bless all of you.
Takbir! Takbir! Man. Wow.